Hi, what's happening in the world of work, Aurora? This is Carolyn Chavino, your career coach, and today I have brought back an amazing human being from the Paramount Theater right here in the great city of Aurora, and his name is Joel Friend. Welcome, Joel.
Thank you, Carolyn. Thank you for having me back.
I'm so excited.
Quite a pleasure.
We're going to discuss all things theater here today.
I love it.
I do too. So I'm going to jump right into it if it's okay with you.
Let's do it.
All right. Can you tell us a little bit about the history and the mission of the amazing theater we have here?
Well, Paramount Theater opened in September of 1931.
Wow.
And so we're actually looking down, the barrel of our 100th birthday in just a few years, which is very exciting. And over the years, it was originally built to be a vaudeville house, and then they showed movies in there, talkies. It's had all sorts of things in there. Lately, of course, it's been doing musicals, Broadway musicals.
Yes.
And I think that the mission of the theater, if I go off of our mission statement, which I'm not going to remember off the top of our head, but to offer great theater to the community, but also to help support the very dynamic and the growing downtown Aurora area as well, to support all of our restaurant partners and our retail partners in the area, and to really breathe life into downtown Aurora, which may have been lacking, in
certainly has
previous
done that.
decades. Yeah,
100%.
For sure. Yeah.
What makes the theater unique?
That is a really good question. And I'm glad you asked it, because a lot of people assume for the big shows that come in, the Broadway musicals, that those are tours. Oh. And they're not touring productions. There are touring productions that come through, and actually 15 years ago, there may have even been some touring productions that came through Paramount. But we are getting ready for our 14th Broadway season, which means it's our 14th season of producing our own theater.
Outstanding.
So all the sets, the costumes, the wigs, the actors, the musicians that are playing the music under the stage in the orchestra pit, we're responsible for all of that.
Wow.
So we build the sets, construct the costumes, hire the actors, hire the musicians, the whole 9 yards. And I think that's what makes our theater very unique. Even the productions that you might see in downtown Chicago,
right,
they were probably New York productions that are now having a residency of a week or a month or a year, but they weren't homegrown, right? And that's okay.
Not know that.
Yeah,
okay.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
That's just not what we do. So we're able to work with a lot of local talent, whether it's the talent you see on stage or the talent that's behind the scenes, working on the set or the costumes or anything like that.
Yeah, and we're going to definitely dig into that a little bit later, because that's right after my heart here.
Sure.
How does the theater contribute to the cultural fabric of the community? We're so diverse here in Aurora, which is beautiful. How does the theater contribute to that?
Well, first, just by offering the shows, of course, gives you an option to see something. But I think it also allows those who going to a show might be a little bit of a stretch financially, or just something that they're not as familiar with doing. And so by having it in your own backyard, it just makes the trip to the theater, the time you're spent in the theater, the people that you see in the theater, it's your own people, it's your own community, And so you don't have to worry about how you're going to get to downtown Chicago. You don't have to worry about paying a toll.
Yes.
You don't have to worry about where are you going to park and how much is that going to cost. So I think we contribute that way, on top of just really, really great shows. We're not a community theater. There's nothing wrong with community theater. I had my start with community theater. Almost everybody that works at Paramount had their start in community theater, but we're able to offer a professional production from the talent on the stage and behind the scenes, which I think people really appreciate, because they don't have to go to New York. They don't have to go to Chicago.
Exactly.
They can just stay here in the Fox Valley. I'd also like to think that we're contributing to the community by giving a destination for people to go to downtown. So that way you can pay the babysitter to go out on a Friday night.
Yes.
You can try one of the wonderful restaurants that's in downtown Chicago and just kind of experience, after the show, go get a cocktail at a different place. I think that just contributes again to the sense of community. There's life on the streets. There's nightlife on the streets. And again, if you're in a restaurant in your own community, you're probably helping your neighbor's friend's sister, who happens to be serving you that evening. And so I see an artistic contribution, I see a convenience contribution, but then of course the economic contribution, which is we're bringing people downtown that want to experience a nightlife.
Well, I'll tell you, I've seen a tremendous difference downtown where it's lit up, City of Lights, of course, but downtown is just amazing.
Yeah.
And the restaurant variety that we have. And that's, I believe, because of the theater, I believe that that's the conduit.
Right.
So I appreciate what you're saying, and it definitely does impact the community fully.
Yeah, it sure does. And when people go out to the theater, they want it to be an experience, and so they usually add on all of those kind of extra things, more so than they might for going to the movie theater or something like that. They spend more money, and they also just see more locations. They see more of the city.
Right.
And it's great to go outside and see people, walking around.
I love it.
I love it too.
I do. I mean, it's just, it's beautiful. Over the past 10 years, Aurora has certainly just upscaled its reputation, upscaled the businesses, upscaled downtown. And if you haven't been downtown, my goodness, just come on down.
You need to come downtown.
Drive. It will blow your mind.
Right.
It is not what it used to be at all. It is amazing.
And keep in mind, we have a great metro stop right here in Aurora. So if
you're
coming from Naperville or Points East, even downtown Chicago, it's really easy to get out here. And if you drive, of course, parking's $5.
Yes.
It's really easy. And if you haven't been here, you need to come.
So the theater, I know that it's a staple, and it has been for years. And things are actually, the theater is the center. I would like to see how the theater actually embraces the schools in the area, okay? All the schools in the area, because I know that you have a school for budding actresses and budding performers of the arts.
That's right.
So how do you penetrate, seriously, the school system in Aurora?
Well, the reason I believe the reason I work at a theater and have basically dedicated almost my entire career to working in the performing arts is because in third grade I went on a school field trip and I saw a show. And so the very first thing we do is that for not all of our Broadway shows, but most of our Broadway shows, we offer a standalone student matinee that is only for students to come during the week, during the day, earlier in the morning, which sometimes our actors, don't like that as much, but they love to see a full house of enthusiastic students. And the great thing is that they are getting a full Broadway produced show for no more than $20 a ticket. And sometimes we're even able to offer complimentary tickets. And so the very first thing is get those people in there, because you could turn on a young mind like mine was turned on when I took that field trip in third grade. A couple of years ago, we created a show called Brighter Futures that actually toured some of the schools in the area. We actually took a production to the schools and performed in lunchrooms and cafeterias and auditoriums.
How fun is
that?
that?
That was really popular. About 4,000 kids were able to see a show and not worry about how they would get to here. And even if we don't have a standalone student matinee on the schedule, we do offer special student pricing, so school groups can come on their own and see a show. And then you mentioned also the Paramount School of the Arts. We have classes in all the performing arts, but we also have some classes in technical theaters as well. So we obviously advertise that to the schools, but I really think it's a great complement to the education that may exist or unfortunately may not exist for the arts in the schools too. So it can sort of complement and supplement what the kids are already getting. And so if the school's not quite providing providing them exactly what they need.
Yeah.
You know, hopefully they've heard about it. But the thing that I'm really proud of is the fact that they get to see those professionally produced shows on our stage. It's not the B cast. It's not recorded music instead of the live orchestral music. It's the same show that we do on opening night for all of our press, for all of the people on the Jeff Committee, which is the awards, that the theater awards in Chicago. You know, they see the exact same show, and they see it at like 10:30 in the morning. So that's their school day. Yeah.
How far is the reach as far as the schools go? Are they from the Tri-City areas? How far?
We have gotten schools from out of state.
Come on.
Yeah, we've gotten schools, I know, from Wisconsin.
Really?
Yeah, we've gotten schools from downstate, the middle of the state, Southern Illinois.
Okay.
Schools from Chicago too, of course, because the prices are affordable at that $20 or less a ticket, and the productions are what they want to see. And you know, sometimes in other places, whether it's Chicago or Milwaukee or St. Louis or wherever these schools may be, there may not be a show that's appropriate, age appropriate, or done in a giant theater that can accommodate all these school groups. So yeah, we get schools from East and West Aurora, and we get schools probably from, you know, different time zones, you know, even.
That's great.
So it's fantastic.
How is it advertised?
We have a very good group sales manager, and she has a very long, exhaustive list of all the schools in the area.
Okay.
And I'm talking like, you know, in the Quad County area, in Chicago, and everything else. But, you know, we also work very closely with the Convention and Visitors Bureau here in Aurora, and they're able to give us contacts and leads at different schools. There's different organizations that we belong to where schools are members, so we can advertise, you know, through those things. But, you know, good old fashioned email, good old fashioned direct mail, and just an incredible amount of people that want to come back year after year.
Nice.
You know, so a lot of teachers stay the same. They are the third grade teacher at XYZ school.
Yeah.
And so every year they know that part of their school year is a trip to the Paramount Theater to see a show.
Outstanding.
So, yeah.
Outstanding. What kind of goodies are served at the Paramount? I mean, when you have the schools visit, are they bringing their lunches? How does that work?
Not as much. If the schools are local, we can usually get them out, and they can accommodate the lunches. We have offered them space before. If that's an issue, we don't want the sack lunch or an absence of a sack lunch to get in the way of the kids coming to see a show. You know what I mean? So we can accommodate. We don't do concessions or anything like that. The lines would be too long, and the theater might, you know, be a little abused afterwards with
smart
with, you know. But if how you're going to feed the students is something that you're worried about, we can definitely figure out a way to do it. You know, as I said, there's a lot of great restaurants in the area. Sometimes they've even gone to the restaurants if they're going to make a full day of it.
Okay.
Or they just find a place where they can all have their lunches still on the bus, and they grab their lunches and they sit down and they enjoy their time.
I think that's great. And as a business owner, let's talk about how we as business owners can support the theater. How can we better support something so magnificent that truly is a vital heartbeat of downtown Aurora? Right.
Well, I will say the very first thing, and perhaps even the easiest thing that anybody can do, whether they're an individual or a business owner, is purchase a ticket or purchase a season ticket package, which we call a subscription.
Okay.
You'll get to see the shows, and you'll get to you know, your tickets help support the actors on stage, the musicians under the stage, and everyone who built the set and everything else. So that's the easiest thing to do. But then I would encourage you to maybe not just think of like, well, I would like to go to the theater with my friend, my spouse, my sibling. Is there an opportunity that a business could purchase a lot of tickets to do a business outing? You know, how do they celebrate the holidays? Do they want to come and see a holiday show where some of the employees can bring their families along? You know, so they're not just now you're not just buying 2 tickets for you and your partner.
It's a great
You're buying
idea, Joel.
20 or 40 or 50 tickets for your office. Because you want to celebrate a great year.
Or give them as gifts.
Give them out as gifts. We sell gift cards as well, and that's something. So
I
then,
didn't know that.
Yeah, right. So then your employee can decide, you know, the time and the place and the show and everything else. if we kind of expand that a little bit more, and what else could a business do? Perhaps they have meetings or seminars that they have. We have event space, so completely separated from the performing art aspect of Paramount, which is obviously our bread and butter. The Meyer Ballroom, which is right across the street from Paramount, right on Galena Boulevard. We can accommodate business and social events there. Or we could even combine them. You could do dinner at the Meyer Ballroom with your employees and then walk across the street and see a show. I
think that's fantastic.
And then the big thing is, and what my primary responsibility is at the theater, is corporate giving and or sponsorship.
Okay.
As people drive down Galena and they look at the marquee, the beautiful marquee, they may notice the upcoming show that's coming to the theater, but they also hopefully will notice that the show's been sponsored by a business that they've heard about. That could be, a local business. So if a corporation wants to give to us philanthropically, we are a nonprofit organization. So they would receive tax benefits. I'm not a tax attorney, so I'm going to let them, talk to their professionals about that. But if they sponsor a show with us philanthropically, they receive marketing and ticket benefits. And so it's a great way to establish their place in the community, to show that they value all parts of the community, the for-profit and the nonprofit sector. Perhaps some of our patrons, of which we have tens of thousands of patrons that come and visit us every year, hundreds of thousands, really. There's a way for them to get their logo and their brand in front of people that are coming to the theater that live locally.
Yes.
And it's also, it feels good, right? They're supporting the arts. They're supporting the community. And then if they're thinking like, well, I don't know, I don't know how to handle tickets and I don't know what my people want to see. Well, you've got the tickets coming to you with your sponsorship benefits anyway. I'll help you figure out what to do with those tickets. You know what I mean? Whether it's giving them out to your employees or giving them away over Facebook to your customers. You know what I mean? There's lots of options that they could have. So between tickets and sponsorships and everything in between, there's a lot of ways that businesses can help support our nonprofit arts organization.
Okay, well, I definitely want to do my due diligence as a business owner to support.
Thank you.
So whatever I can do to spread the word, I absolutely love the dinner and theater idea.
Yeah, sure.
I do, as a corporate event. It's so much better than having dinner and cocktails and dancing. I mean, that's fun.
Yeah.
But it gets old.
And especially if you've done it many, many years, you just kind of change it up a little bit.
Exactly.
And feel that if you were going to outlay the money anyway, that some of that money could help support an organization that's potentially right in their own backyard.
Right.
And it's something different and something exciting.
Yeah. And so many times we read about schools that had to cut their performing arts and drama classes, music classes, and things of that nature. So if they are cut, there's an opportunity, as you were just sharing, of bringing the students here and seeing things live. And maybe the parents will be so enthusiastic because they've seen it with the child, or the child comes back to the home and says, "Mom, you can't believe this show that we just saw."
Yeah.
And then they go to a committee meeting at a local school and say, "Hey, you know what? We really need to reconsider music and drama."
Right. Yeah, it very well could.
And so that, it has a trickle down effect, I think.
It really does. Yeah. We hear stories all the time about kids who came on a field trip to see a show and then came back with their parents, and their parents, purchased a ticket, and maybe their parents even became a subscriber, a season ticket holder. I don't hear as much about that we help bring a school program back, but it can't hurt, right? And I would love it if that happened. And there's a very good possibility it did.
Yeah.
Or at the very least, that child became more aware of the arts and maybe even then therefore became more aware of the lack of the arts in their own education.
Yeah.
And when they're older and more confident, they can do something about it, right? We just never know. And that's part of what I love about working in the performing arts is that you just never know the seeds that are planted, because sometimes the tree that grows out of those seeds that were planted is in decades. right?
Indeed.
You know, my third grade teacher who took me on that field trip, she doesn't know.
And look at you.
Yeah, right. I mean,
You know?
she doesn't know what that did, but I think about it all the time, you know, so you just never know. It could turn into something later. So I'm glad to be a part of it, and I hope to continue it.
I know you are. And I just love your enthusiasm.
Oh, thank you.
100%.
It's easy.
It's easy because you're passionate about
Right,
it. That's
yeah.
why it's easy. That's lovely. So I want to know for myself what I can do.
Sure.
Seriously, what can my business do? Express Employment Professionals to support the Paramount, to support local artists.
Right.
I want to do whatever I can
Right.
to help because it is so needed.
It is. It is. Well, you're doing it right now by having me come on the show and kind of spread the word. So that was, which is why I was so enthusiastic about coming back to the show with this invitation to kind of help hit the business community that maybe hasn't really even thought about us other than personally. Like,
Right,
oh, I
and
go to
that-
the show 4
right.
times a year with my wife and I have a
Right.
good time. And that's great. We want that. We need that. But they just aren't thinking about the fact that their business can get involved. So we've already ticked that box. I think secondly, there are lots of programs that have many different tiers of giving, and every organization is comfortable with giving something. Budgets are budgets and everything else. And so, you know, there are lots of programs that you and your business would be able to support. I know that you are a singer.
Yes.
I know that you love to perform.
Yes.
You ask a lot of questions about the school, which is great.
Yeah.
So I think about how you could support the school. And if your thing is you want to reach children who may be underserved by the artistic community through their school, support our scholarship fund, because we can and do give out scholarships all the time of varying levels. And any business out there, not just Carolyn's business, any business out there could give money to the School of the Arts that could go to the scholarships to help sponsor a student or students, depending on what you're comfortable giving, that could come in and not let economics be a barrier to an arts education.
Well, I commit right here and now
I love that.
to support the School of the Arts. I commit to truly helping students who are unable to pay the full amount of tuition or any of the tuition. I commit to that right here, right now.
Well, and this is being recorded, right?
Yes,
So
it is. And I ask others to please join with me in this endeavor, because it is so wonderful to shape individuals who want to dance, who want to act, who love music, and who want to learn more. And maybe this isn't a pathway for them, but while they're thinking in that creative mode, how wonderful to say, you're not going to be stopped. We have a venue for you.
Yeah.
We have a school.
Right. Well,
I mean,
thank you. That's great. That'll be huge. I will definitely follow up.
No, definitely. And
Yeah.
give me literature.
Okay.
Because I'm
And I
on
have lots
social
of that.
media,
Yeah.
and I will definitely provide outside of the show, but provide on every social media that I'm on,
Right.
quite a few.
Right.
I will definitely
Yeah.
provide marketing materials about the school.
Well, and you're obviously through your business connected to other businesses.
Many.
So
Yes.
So and I encourage any business out there to think about, well, who do I know? Maybe this isn't the right fit for me right now,
Right.
but this could be the right fit for somebody else. And we have all sorts of business that support us: construction, financial institutions, realtors. I'm missing out on a lot of people, but there's a wide range of businesses that get involved with us for a wide reason. Either they're just Paramount lovers, and so their business is doing well, so they want to support us. Either they want to do something nice for their employees.
Right.
Otherwise, they are looking for some sort of tax benefit. I mean, there's lots of reasons. Some people, I'm a little surprised when they contact me, because I think, well, I'm not really, the patrons that come to the theater probably won't use your product if you're, making widgets in a factory. You don't buy widgets on an everyday thing, but they just want to support because they've lived in Aurora.
Yes.
They've seen how the downtown has changed. They had a family member that went and had a wonderful experience at Paramount, or maybe they could have had a better experience, but Paramount did everything they could to make it right. And so they would be encouraged to come back. And so they just want to show their appreciation, so there's lots of ways. So I need all the business contacts I can get.
Absolutely.
And with your example
right
here today, that it can only go up from here.
Okay. And any information you can provide for my newsletter. I have a monthly newsletter that goes out to my clients. And so anything that I can do, Joel, seriously, I just want to see the downtown area continue to prosper, and it will with the Paramount Theater.
It will. It definitely will.
That is the core. It just is. So tell us about shows that are up and coming. I know I'm going to the first one.
Oh, good. Okay. So starting on August 20th, I'm not sure exactly when this airs, so soon, Come From Away is coming to Paramount Theater. Come From Away this is the regional premiere, which means it's the first time it's being done in this area outside of the city of Chicago. So we're putting our own little spin on it. The set design is absolutely incredible.
I can't wait.
And then White Christmas, a big holiday favorite, is coming November, December, and part of January. Great holiday outing. That would be from the business standpoint. Maybe that's what you want to take your employees to, because that everyone will enjoy White Christmas, and it's something that's multi-generational. Kids love it, and grandparents love it, and great grandparents love it. You know what I mean? So then in the spring, we have another wonderful show called Dear Evan Hansen, this is another regional premiere. It won a ton of awards. It's played in Chicago. It's played in New York. But in February and March, it's playing in Aurora.
Okay.
And then the end of the Broadway season, which is like April, May, part of June next year, so next summer, the classic Rodgers and Hammerstein South Pacific.
Oh, man.
So
I'm so there.
A fantastic season. 2 kind of classics, 2 newer works, and something that I think a lot of people will enjoy, and some shows that haven't been done a lot in the area lately. $1 Million Quartet continues to play until at least January.
And it is brilliant.
It is wonderful. Another one where I've had businesses specifically take their employees to see the show. I just talked to one of our sponsors yesterday, and we were talking about $1 Million Quartet and how much their employees loved this sort of random daytime outing when they went and got to take off work a little bit early and hang out with the $1 Million Quartet. And that's playing at Stolp Island Theater. And then Second City, the Second City that performs usually downtown Chicago, they're actually coming to Paramount. They come every year for a holiday review. They're going to be playing in the Copley Theater, which is the smaller theater just across the street from Paramount. So if White Christmas isn't your jam, the Second City could be. So there's a lot of things coming up. And then, of course, I always encourage people to check our website, which is ParamountAurora.com, ParamountAurora.com.
All right.
And there's a list there. We have Frank Caliendo coming this fall. We have some other bands and stuff coming through. So there's a lot going on. So I encourage people to come once, the old Chicago, vote early, vote often, come once, come many times to the Paramount, because there's a lot going on. For sure.
Outstanding, Joel. Thank you so much for your enthusiasm for the arts. Thank you for your history.
Thank you.
Of 3rd grade.
Yeah.
And look at you now.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That's outstanding.
My 3rd grade self, I hope, would be very proud of me.
I think your 3rd grade self is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, everyone, please join me in supporting this amazing theater district. I call it a theater district because it is. If you come downtown in this great city of Aurora, City of Lights, you will see just the pulse of the city that gravitates around the Paramount. It is amazing. Take photos, take pictures. It's like that. It stops you. It really does in a tremendously good way. And then the School of the Arts, after my heart. Please join me in supporting this school. supporting the students who may not be able to participate. And, again, the school has a way of having scholarships for everybody. So join me in helping with those scholarships. That's our duty. That's our civic duty. It truly is to help this city grow, help our businesses grow, and also to support our great downtown Aurora area, particularly what gravitates us all, and that's the Paramount Theater. Joel, I want to thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate you. I appreciate your team and everything that they do. And please keep me informed, and I will keep all of my clients informed.
Absolutely.
And my friends and my family and people that I don't even know.
Right.
I will say, hey, listen to this.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, thank you for the opportunity to talk to the business community. And I'm very excited to hear that there will be some students that are able to take classes at the school thanks to your philanthropy and support. That's wonderful.
My passion, like yours. So I'm here.
Thank you.
And you have my word.
I know I do.
And it's taped.
I know.
I can't back away. Yikes.
You never would anyway. Even if it wasn't taped, I trust you.
I know.
But it helps.
But anyway, I just want to thank, obviously, the great team of the Aurora Cable TV Network. They're amazing. They're constantly working hard to support all the efforts of the great city of Aurora, the great city of lights. And I want to thank them and thank you, Joel. Until next time.